Hi lovies! Welcome back. I am so glad you're here and I'm so glad you clicked on today's video. For today's video, we're doing something a little bit different on the channel and I'm so excited because I've always wanted to do a video kind of based around my clothing brand, Ray of Happiness. And we basically create a whole bunch of cute bookish items, but also like cozy hobby clothes and stuff like that. We've been running our business for a little over 3 years and it is just truly been like the biggest dream come true for us. Anyways, I thought for today's video it'd be really fun to do a little small business diaries with you guys, taking along with me, showing you kind of how we do things with Ray of Happiness, how we design clothes, how we get clothes, how we do photos, website stuff, all the fun little things. I thought it'd be really fun to do a whole little video on it today. We have a very exciting fall launch coming out. We're actually gonna do a bunch of mini launches instead of doing one big launch because we've always done one big launch with a ton of items, but I think I kind of want to spread these ones out. Being able to create something that other people want to wear is truly such an incredible feeling. It is one of my favorite things to do in the whole wide world. I cannot express enough how grateful I am that I'm able to do something like this every day because again, it's been a dream of mine for so many years, and the fact that we are now 3 years into Ray of Happiness is absolutely crazy. I do want to say a quick thank you to Printful for sponsoring today's video though, because they are a huge part of Ray of Happiness. Printful takes care of printing, shipping, and even warehousing, so we get to focus on the fun parts like designing, marketing, and cashing in. Their print-on-demand model means zero upfront costs as well, which is so nice because you can start selling without even spending a dime. This is so amazing for people out there who have dreams of starting up their own business, but they're kind of scared of that financial risk. So this is one of the first pieces we are planning to launch this fall, and I am so excited because I've kind of been teasing it for a couple months and it's just so exciting to finally have it in our hands and getting ready to launch it into the world. We do create all of our pieces between Procreate and Canva, and then it's super easy to jump over to Printful, pick out a clothing piece you like, and plop your design right onto it. Not to mention they also offer so many membership perks, which we definitely take advantage of, including their amazing 20% off DTG printing, which has been such a game changer at Ray of Happiness. We've used them for so many designs and truly the quality is just unmatched, and I'm just so thankful for Printful for offering that to small businesses. If you have a dream of starting your own business but you've always been a little worried about that financial risk, don't be, because Printful literally has your back. I'll have a link in my description box to check out Printful and the community that they've created. It's a great place to learn, get tips, and connect with other entrepreneurs and really just dive into the catalog of so many incredible items that Printful has to offer. I'm gonna do a little bit more of a deep dive with you guys, show you how I kind of create designs and then taking those designs and actually putting them into Printful, picking out products and stuff like that. First, we're gonna make some coffee though and then hop into designing. So my main goal for today's video is to really just share little tidbits of Ray of Happiness with you guys and what it's like kind of running a small business. Of course, right now you guys have probably noticed it is pretty slow. We haven't done a launch at all this year, which is absolutely insane. Our last launch was our holiday launch, which we did during the month of November and December last year. Honestly, one of my favorite launches we've ever done too, because it was so cute and really just screamed Christmas time. We haven't done any launches this year. If you've been around, you guys obviously know why. We just had a very crazy and hectic year, but nonetheless we've still been posting little things here and there with Ray of Happiness, kind of just taking a chill year. But with a cozy season here, with holiday time quickly approaching, I really want to jump back into it because it is definitely one of my favorite times of year, but also like the best time for me personally, where I feel the most creative and just love designing. So I want to share the little tidbits with you guys today and share experiences, our process, and kind of just what goes into running a small business, because I know so many people who want to start a small business but are really afraid of it, whether it be the financial risk, the time, or just kind of figuring out how to get started. I was there, Chris and I were both there. I remember sitting down at a restaurant 3 years ago, briefly after we got married, and how I really wanted to start a clothing business and he was all for it. It's pretty crazy that we've been doing this for 3 years and we were both really nervous nervous when it started and kind of getting into it because again, you just don't know what's gonna happen. But once we got into it and, you know, designing things, getting things in our hands, it really was just the coolest thing. So many people are afraid to take that jump though, to take that risk. I am here to tell you guys not to be afraid, and it's actually not as scary as you may think it is. I'll talk briefly about how I go through and design things for Ray of Happiness because I do get a lot of questions on how I do it, how I come up with ideas and stuff like that. I keep a list in my phone of ideas for Ray of Happiness because I tend to just have ideas pop into my head randomly while we are out and about, and it's kind of what I pull from when we are deciding to come out with clothes or do a new line. When it comes to actually designing the pieces, I do everything on my iPad just because it is so easy to have my Apple Pencil and literally draw out my ideas. The two apps I use are Procreate and Canva. They are probably the best apps in my opinion when it comes to designing. With Procreate, there are just so many brushes and tools you can use to really bring your ideas to life. And then with Canva, what I really like about them specifically is that they have all the fun fonts as well as fun little doodles. If I have a design and I feel like there's a weird like empty space in it, I usually pop it into Canva and then I'll mess around with some of the doodles that they offer and see if I like anything in that space, and then from there I'll usually pop the doodle off and create my own. I found with using those two apps together, it is just so easy but also so fun. This is a design I've kind of been hooked on for a while now. I'm trying to decide how to go about it though. I have this vision in my head to do something that is Ray of Happiness specific, and I thought it'd be really cool to maybe do another university crew neck because on our first ever drop we actually did university crews and they are some of my favorite crews we've ever done. So I'm kind of brainstorming right now a fun new revamp for that. I feel like I literally can't do anything without coffee these days. I want to share with you guys two new pieces that I am really excited to put out with Ray of Happiness. They've actually been in the works for a couple months now, but I've kind of just been going back and forth with when I wanted to release them. You guys know, if you've been around for a hot minute, life has been very hectic, but I feel like it's the perfect time to finally jump back into it and start getting these pieces out because I have been sitting with them for literal months and I am so excited to finally share them with you guys. The first one is probably one of my favorites. You saw me wearing it in the beginning of this video, and it is one of our staple sayings at Ray of Happiness, which is just a girl and her book. This is so cute. I basically took Just a Girl and Her Books and revamped it. I was going for something a little bit more colorful, a little bit more cozy, and I came up with this cute little design. I'm obsessed with all of the patterns. I think they are so cute, and originally I was kind of leaning towards summertime with this one, but I feel like it is really cute for fall. What we're gonna do is actually look at different colors for the crew neck because I feel like the design on white is just more summery in my opinion. We're gonna see if we can maybe pop it on a cozier fall color crew neck. And then the second one that I'm also kind of going back and forth with is a fun little book club crew neck, and it just says For the Love of Books Book Club, and I just think it's very minimalistic, cute and cozy. You guys know I wear everything oversized, so this is an XL. I just love that type of fit in the fall time. I love throwing these oversized crew necks on with a pair of leggings. Something else we also are kind of messing around with is our cutie little logo. We switched it over to this really pretty cursive font, and instead of putting a tag in, we had it placed directly on the crew neck because I don't know about you guys, but I am very sensitive. I wanted to test this out and see if it made a difference because I can't express enough how itchy tags are, especially on the back. I love how it looks on this white crew neck. It pops out a ton and I think it looks really pretty. We will see how it holds up. I guess my only worry is that it might kind of start to wear off, especially after washing it, just because it is directly on the crew neck. I think it's really cute. I really like it so far. That's a huge thing for us when it comes to designing clothes and stuff like that. It's definitely a lot of trial and error, but I've noticed that as time has gone on, we have definitely gotten more familiar with the type of products from Printful and also the colors, the brands, stuff like that. And once you do get more familiar with the products yourself, you kind of just know which ones you're gonna like, what colors you're gonna like. But these are the two new crew necks I wanted to share the most with you guys. We do have two other ones, and then we also have t-shirts, but I'm kind of saving them for a later date just because, as I mentioned, I'm planning on doing a bunch of mini drops this fall. These two are gonna be hopefully our first mini drop of cozy season. I'm obsessed with this one. I'm sure you guys can tell. Anyways, we are gonna take a couple photos of the crew necks. I think we're gonna head over to the bookstore to take pictures in at least one of these, just because it is super gloomy and rainy out today, and I feel like it's just really dark in here. So usually when in doubt, I go to a bookstore to take photos for Ray of Happiness, just because you never know with the weather here, and Chris and I are both really picky when it comes to lighting and taking photos for Ray of Happiness. When in doubt, go to the bookstore. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna change and head out, and then we'll also probably sit down at like the cafe or something and do a little work. I definitely want to go through some different colored crew necks with Chris and see what he thinks. That's the game plan though. I'm gonna change and then we're gonna head out. Okay friends, we got back from the bookstore a little bit ago. We took some pretty cute pictures. I'm really excited to pick through them and see which ones we want to use for the website. Usually when we come out with a new drop though, shooting content for it takes a few days. We usually will spend about a week taking pictures, taking videos, all that fun stuff, and then, you know, we sit down together, we look through it all, pick which ones we want to use for our website, while also picking which ones we want to use for social media. We also try to put together some fun videos for short form content. I feel like that's one of my favorite parts of doing it though. I feel like actually planning and putting together the content to put it out into the world for you guys to see is always so much fun. But I'm really happy that we were able to get out today and take our first little round of pictures for the first crew neck. It was very gloomy out, and I'm hoping the sun kind of starts to make its way back to us over the next few days, because I do want to take some cute pictures outside. That I'm going to save for another video. I really just wanted to take you guys along with me for the day, show you guys little tidbits of Ray of Happiness, what we do. We also stopped at the cafe at the bookstore and just sat down and went through a bunch of like product colors. Like I mentioned, I might want to change up the color of the Just a Girl in Her Books crew neck to make it more cozy and fall-like. Again, a lot of just experimenting when it comes to this stuff, so we are going to mess around with that, probably place another order and then compare, see what we want to do with it. That brings us to the end of today's video. I know it was a short one. I just thought it'd be really fun to take you guys along with me for the day. If you guys want to see a more in-depth type of video on our small business and how we kind of navigate running it, definitely let me know, because this is the very first time I've done one of these and I didn't want to go like overboard or over the top with it because I don't want to bore you guys. So if you want more behind the scenes of running Ray of Happiness, definitely let me know. Your girl did pick up a few books from the bookstore, so I think I'm gonna start one of them tonight, and we will be doing a whole separate book haul in a later video. But I love you guys so very much, and I'll see you in the next video.